KTM News, sensational runner-up result for Brad Binder at MotoGP Qatar Grand Prix 2022 season opener. Please subscribe our channel, thank you for your support. The Grand Prix of Qatar launched MotoGP for the 15th time in the last 16 years, and Red Bull KTM Factory Racing's Brad Binder rode to a superb second position after 22 laps of the Lusail International Circuit on Sunday evening. Best ever result for KTM in Qatar as Binder runs to second. Remy Gardner finishes as top MotoGP rookie with 15th place. Tough DNF for Oliveira after fall at mid-race distance. Binder made an electric start from the third row until the Lusail lights for the first race of 21 and the longest World Championship season on record. The South African pushed his KTM RC16 into third position in the formative laps and never budged from the leading quartet. He worked his way past Marc Marquez and then Pol Espargaro and was closing to the rear wheel of eventual winner Enea Bastianini by the checkered flag. Binder was just 0.3 of a second from the Italian at the finish line. The result represents KTM's first trophy of the year, the second time in Brad's career that he has finished on the podium at the opening race. The first was in 2016 in his Moto3 title year, and the third MotoGP top 3 of his career. Miguel Oliveira was fighting on the periphery of the top 10, but the Portuguese fell entering turn 1 after 11 laps. Tech 3 KTM Factory Racing gave MotoGP debuts to 2021 Moto2 world champion Remy Gardner and Moto2 21 runner-up Raul Fernandez, and the duo had completed an intensive preseason testing phase. Gardner passed the flag in 15th for the final World Championship point, and is first in the Premier class, and Fernandez completed the race in 18th. MotoGP moves to the new Mandalika circuit in Lombok for the Pertamina Grand Prix of Indonesia on March 20th. Brad Binder said, "Incredible. If you told me we'd be second in Qatar after the first test, I wouldn't have believed you. Today was a great day, it was a great weekend. I knew we had a good level, but I had so much confidence and belief in the bike from beginning to end. We made such a huge step. For us to be on the podium in Qatar is insane. Now we're looking for more." Miguel Oliveira said, "The pace for 3 laps before my crash was quite good and I was making time, but I lost the front going into turn 1. It's pretty obvious that I need to improve my qualifying because Brad showed what the bike can do. If you can make a good start, then it is easier to go with the fast guys and the race has a completely different dynamic. I did a race simulation in Mandalika and felt quite fast. We'll see what happens. Brad showed that coming from Q1 you can still make it. We will arrive in Mandalika fully charged." Remy Gardner said, "Although it is not where we want to be, it is nice to get a MotoGP point. I felt good and fast during the first half of the race. However, I was expecting a bit more speed and found myself struggling to overtake during the first laps. Brad did a podium today, so we need to look at his data and what he did in order to help us improve and go faster. It is a great result for KTM. Anyway, we finished the race today and we will take experience from it when heading to Mandalika." Raul Fernandez said, "The weekend was difficult in general. Today in the race, all rookies battled in the same group, which is a signal that this track is very difficult for us if you don't come here to do the preseason tests. We did a good job, but I did not have a great feeling. We will analyze the data when we are more calm. Today, my biggest learning was managing the tires for a race duration. I gained a lot of experience and it is important to me." Francesco Guidotti, Red Bull KTM team manager, said, "An almost perfect start to the season and a deserved result for Brad and the whole team. It was an incredible race pace, but he was able to manage the speed. The start was fantastic. Let's keep going in this direction." A big shame for Miguel. He was recovering well from the 5th row of the grid, but it was not quite enough to catch the top 10. The next race will be a challenge, but we will look forward to it. Pit Bearer, KTM Motorsport director, said, "It was an outstanding weekend. We restructured our whole program over the winter after coming so far, so quick, and it was time for a change. This weekend showed we are on the right way and the podium was the ultimate payback. In fact, I still cannot believe it because this track is one of the toughest for us. We turned it around and this result means a lot to us." Results: MotoGP Grand Prix of Qatar 2022. First, Enea Bastianini. Second, Brad Binder. Third, Pol Espargaro. Fourth, Oliveira Espargaro. Fifth, Marc Marquez. 15th, Remy Gardner. 18th, Raul Fernandez. Did not finish, Miguel Oliveira. Thank you for watching us. Please subscribe our OKR Moto YouTube channel. OKR Moto is an KTM authorized dealer and service since year 2003 based in Slovakia. For more KTM related news with international subtitles, please check our playlist. Link is available in the description of this video. Thank you for your support and subscription.